I ask for the truth on behalf of Livya Nordberg concerning love issues. Livya is concerned about somebody at work, but of course he's married. We ask for guidance and insight into this matter in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the crow, the carrier of souls from darkness into light. And we just cut the tarot there and just place these to the side here. I'll just deal out 3 cards. The first card we deal is in the position of the recent past. The next is in the position of the present, and then the immediate future. We just place in next to it there. Let's just examine what's been going on over the past 3 or 4 weeks or so in the recent past here. And notice here we've got the energy of the 8 of Cups, often referred to as emotional challenge, in the sense that 8 is challenge. I suppose that's as near as damage as to swearing on that one. But this deck tends to focus on the shy and timid, the weakness that comes with the challenge, I suppose. Although it should be a 7, shouldn't it, really? It's a weakness. It's more like the 7 of Cups, although that's more like indolence, isn't it? I think sometimes this one can be called pleasure. I think Crowley calls it pleasure. I don't know. I'll have to check it. Don't hold me on that one. It's just that you sort of conveniently forget when you're trying to fill your head with something else. But in this particular case, we've got like a Cancer type energy vibrating, but the crab, I suppose, the hermit crab. I don't know about that, but certainly Cups is to do with the element of water, which is feelings and emotion, because it's supposed to flow. That's why it's related to time, the spirit of the West, because it flows like time or flows like feelings. And 8, of course, challenge to that. That's, I suppose, the emotional challenge. But in this particular case, you've been feeling timid and shy and timid, vulnerable. And although we could look at the other side of it, that a married man is being, stalked by some sort of predator who's trying to wreck his marriage or something, maybe she's just vulnerable. And anything will do in a storm. I don't know. Why did I say that? We know what the logical answer is, or we know what the logical outcome is, but of course, love is blind, isn't it? Or so they say it is. But what's going on? Does common sense prevail, or what's happening now? Well, notice here we've got the 5 of coins, in the sense concern, complexities, worry. Crowley calls it worry, doesn't he? The 5 of coins, or the 5 of discs. It's the earthly energy, so the 5 is the watery part of earth, the mental and moral qualities of the physical vehicle. So maybe the concerns and the complexities are just the questions, the questions of the morality behind it as well. It can be as simple as that. But of course, notice there we've got although it's a Taurus, it looks like bloody Leo, doesn't it, really? It's got like a lion or a feline sort of energy. Notice, of course, the four-legged spirits provide protection because they walk the earth, don't they? So there's been that going on. Maybe you've been seeking security because you've been feeling vulnerable and open to being booted out of where you are, or why I'm sort of going as though you're worried about the relationship you're already in collapsing, so you're after some sort of contingency. You found somebody who gives a damn about you. I don't know. I shouldn't really say that. I hope that's wrong. Let's hope that's the incorrect part of it. We'll pretend that isn't true, because it might not be. It might not be true. The Ace of Swords here in the immediate future. Notice swords is the element of air, isn't it? Creative and transmissive powers, the spirits of the east, where the sun rises, and of course, one is to do with fire, the fiery part of air, you could call it in that sense, couldn't you? Spiritual essence of the creative and transmissive powers. So it's as if there is a new beginning, something powerful and dynamic taking off, or will be just around the corner with this person. I'm sort of getting. I want to see, just out of more curiosity than anything, and it probably might not mean a damn thing, but I just want to see what these cosmic energies are that are vibrating around this scenario here for you there. We'll just a quick shuffle and cut while we're just focusing on this, and straight away we're being advised to move forward. I suppose move forward as that move on. We can overshadow those three, past, present and future, with that overshadowing energy that's got a grip. In your attempt to move on, you've been feeling vulnerable. You've been feeling timid, shy, vulnerable. I suppose you could say emotionally challenged, and of course the worry, and there are concerns and complexities right now. Maybe insecurity. I suppose you could paraphrase that too, which will lead to a new beginning, a new communication, a new beginning, a new spiritual essence, a new communication. Is that with the same one, or is somebody new? Maybe, but in your attempt to move forward from this, what's going on now, I would rather suspect, oh no, that's I'm just assuming that you've got common sense, I suppose. I would assume that you know what this is about, and you know it is best to move on, to move forward from whatever was going on that made you feel vulnerable. And maybe you are single, and or you're as good as, and you're just feeling vulnerable and timid in that sense. And open to, I don't know about so much open to attack, but certainly open to being loved properly, or whatever you view it as, and open to, yes, I suppose, moving forward. But in your attempt to move forward, you're sort of stuck with duct tape to the surface or something. You're having trouble moving on, and that's the worry. The new beginning, the new communication comes, and then you will have to move forward. Of course, moving forward is moving away from what was, and if what was wrong, then you're moving away from what was wrong, and what harm potentially could have been done to innocent parties, which would have been innocent parties, and we have to make sure we I suppose it's not mixing business with pleasure. and that's the moving forward bit. That acknowledging that you're mixing business with pleasure, so let's stop and let's all calm down and try and move forward to a new beginning, a new communication, which could be 10 times better than the one you perceive as the answer to. I don't know. I'm thinking it's the answer you find. You're trying to find a solution or an answer to something, a quick fix. But you've got to move forward. In your attempt to move forward, I suppose you try everything, because if you're moving forward, you'll move from that as well. That will just become part of the problem that you're walking away from. And that, I suppose, to some degree, yes, the crown chakra is surrounded by light. Maybe the blue of communication there as well, the blue of the crown chakra, I don't know. No, it isn't the blue of the crown chakra, it's the throat chakra, isn't it? The blue of the throat chakra, the communication, again. And that it is linked, of course, to the element of air that's just around the corner. When you realise what, I don't know the answer to it, but certainly the next thing is literally just around the corner in the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. Maybe the feeling vulnerable and the concerns, the complexities, the worry, the feeling that being a loss is all part of the moving forward. That's what you're moving away from, and it's not a good thing, really. Quick fixes with other people's partners, and things. From a physical point of view, love is blind, and it's all very, yes, it's a quick fix, and that's all it is. And then we move forward for real. And then there are new communications, and it's very powerful and dynamic. And then is this the answer you've been looking for? This new beginning, or is it the moving forward that you're afraid of, and it's just going to lead to, I don't know, if you want a history, then, and obviously the history is in the past anyway, you're moving away from that anyway, whatever. So just fuck everything up as best as we can before we move forward from it, and leave it for somebody else to pick all the pieces for somebody else to pick up. What's that about? This is what I'm sort of getting, as though other people are sort of getting hurt. Obviously, you don't seem to care who gets hurt in the interim, in the interim, but in the process of you getting what you want, or the fix that you want, in the attempt for you to fix it and move forward, it doesn't matter who gets hurt. But what it does, because you're the one who's hurt, and that's the problem, isn't it? And that's what you're moving from. You're moving away from as well. It's not just moving forward. You're moving forward away from what needs to be moved forward from. Otherwise, you'd stick back in the past and try and maintain it, or whatever. But it's the sun rises in the morning, but it soon sets again in the evening. It's soon dark again. The daylight is but for a moment, you know. But then again, that depends what season we're in, and we're heading for Imbolc, aren't we? The 1st, 2nd of February. We're heading for Imbolc, and all the birds start coming out again before the Astara and the harvest, or the planting the seeds anyway. So that's all ahead. I'm just looking at the silhouette there, the figure in the stars, and as if yes, I suppose there's a cosmic connection, but the universal energies there, where there is no up or down, or left or right. Well, not left or right, but certainly up or down. But there's only up or down, left or right, based upon our own relationship to gravity, of course. And without gravity, because gravity doesn't pull you down, does it? Earth pushes you up. It's not us falling towards the earth. When you jump off a tower block and you're falling toward the ground, of course, you're not really falling toward the ground. The ground is accelerating toward you. Like when you're sitting on a chair, the earth is accelerating up towards your back end. It's not you falling or being held, being pulled down. You're being pushed up. And as the earth rotates, so that's. It depends, is it half full or half empty? It's the same sort of thing. Are you moving forward away from something or just moving on? But I suppose in that perspective, yes, I suppose forward is about the only word we can use, because that's where time keeps going as we experience it. And that's where new communications come in, and powerful and dynamic beginnings, and spiritual essence, new spiritual essence takes hold, new creative thoughts or new creative ideas, and when the novelty of ruining somebody else's family is no longer a solution, you can move forward to something a bit more progressive and something a bit less harmful to others. The harm to yourself has already been done. We don't have to care about that. That's sort of been walked away from. That's been moved forward away from. We don't care about facing up to trying to prevent that. We're just more interested at the moment to see how many other lives can get ruined in the process of us trying to get a solution, and we don't care who we hurt in the process. But I somehow think you do care, and I think you do know, and I think that's why you are moving forward, and that's why the worry and the concerns right now are very real. The worry of losing out, feeling vulnerable and timid and shy, and being feeling in that sense, just feeling vulnerable. That's in the past. That's being moved away from. So maybe you're not a bad old stick after all. Well, cast a dark shadow of supernatural truth over all of these cards that for you, just for now, have spoken.